Right. Click on that.
I just did movie on Turner Classic about train engines.
This movie was made around 1936. You can see, if you drive to Los Alamos and go past Santa Clara, and some of the photos, if you look over to the left, you'll see the stubs of the railroad.
I just did movie on Turner Classic about train engines.
Was made around
Danger lights. 1930.
Sounds like something's going.
You can't hear you.
It's on
now.
It's on now? Okay.
Danger lights
See
in
that there.
1930.
Okay.
And then,
So I just need to mute this,
Yeah.
but it's fine that that's there. Okay.
LNGHTS.
sweet.
All right, we're online now. We're back online.
All right.
Hey, we're back online, folks. Good job. Okay, that's Rebecca, you are first.
All right, give me 1 second. I've got to recalibrate here for a second. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Audio visual is not my strong suit. All right, so we're going to be hearing first based on the amended agenda 2023-14 rezoning of land, Catherine Bennett at 113 Rincon de Estrella, rezone request to rezone historic district. I'm going to go ahead and read my staff report. Let me put it up here. When we were trying to fix it, I pulled down the agenda. There we go. Okay. Go. Stop. No. All right, so today, November 8th, Catherine Bennett is requesting approval for a rezone from R1 to Santa Cruz Plaza Historic District at 113 Rincon de Estrella, UPC 104-812-0223-117 Española, New Mexico, 87532. Pursuant to the City of Española Code, Chapter 350, Zoning and Development, and Chapter 294, Subdivision of Land, in the City of Española Municipal Code, presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission, Chapter 90. This application is made pursuant to the requirements, Chapter 350 of the City of Española Municipal Code. Legal notice has been made as required by Article 502, by posting notices on site, by sending letters to property owners within a 200-foot radius. Staff members have performed a reasonable inspection of the premise in order to determine that compliance with all land use regulations listed in this ordinance and all other applicable ordinances under Chapter 350 in the City of Española Municipal Code, federal, state, and laws are met. Post inspections may also be performed occasionally to ensure compliance and in response to any complaints of a violation of the regulation of this ordinance. The granting of a city permit does not waiver any other legal requirements. Necessary permits may be required to meet other regulatory or reviewing agencies and legal requirements by federal, state, county, municipal, and covenants in order to lawfully engage in land use. The burden is upon the owner to meet all legal requirements. The property is zoned R1 Rural Residential District. The R1 Rural Residential District is established in which the principal use of land is for single-family residences. The regulations of this district are intended to protect existing and proposed residential areas with a minimum lot size of 43,560 square feet or 1 acre, and to encourage the subdivision of development into lots of the same minimum lot size. The regulations of this district are meant to ensure a more rural setting. These regulations are provided to discourage any use of which, because of its character, would interfere with the relatively rural nature of this district. Examples of allowed uses in this district are site-built single-family dwellings, manufactured housing units, public parks and playgrounds, community, municipal, or other public buildings, churches or other buildings related to the practice of religious faith, home occupations within the parameters set forth in this chapter, agricultural and ranching uses allowed in R1 districts. And then the existing site is a 0.42 acre tract. The applicant is looking to rezone this property to the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic District. This subsection may be cited as the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic District under the granted authority in NMSA 1978, 322.1 through 322.5. It is the intention of this district to promote uses similar to the historic pattern of the area, limited commercial community support functions around the plaza embedded within the residential area. In general, zoning shall remain the same as indicated in the chapter. The following commercial uses shall be permitted within this district. Permitted principal uses and structures. Permitted uses and structures in the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic Districts are as follows: bakeries, branch banks, barber shops, and beauty shops, bookstores, eating establishments, general merchandise establishments, grocery stores, laundromats, pharmacies, professional offices, single and two-family dwellings, studio and sales galleries where the proprietor's main place of residence is on the premise, permitted accessory uses and structures within the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic District uses and are structures of which are customarily accessory and clearly incidental and subordinate to permitted or permissible uses and structures, or B, are located on the same lot as a permitted use or structure or on a contiguous lot of the same ownership. I'm gonna kind of do this is a long ordinance, so I will just go through the subheadings. Dimensional requirements in the Santa Cruz Plaza District are as follows. Given that many of the lots are in the historic plaza area as delineated on the accompanying plat, are small and vary in size, and given that the location of many of these buildings are traditionally close together, in keeping with the traditional character of the plaza area, no minimum lot or yard requirements shall be established. It is the responsibility of the Española Planning Commission, in accordance with its power in ordinance number 313, that the traditional character of the plaza is preserved. No building shall exceed 26 feet in height, except for flagpoles, antennas, chimneys, or similar accessories, which may be accepted for this height limitation. Preservation of traditional character of the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic District shall be accomplished as followed. Review and approval of proposed work within the district at the time of application is made to the city for a permit of construction, alteration, demolition. The application shall be accompanied by such drawings, specifications, and descriptions, and shall be required to determine the characteristics of the proposed project. And I'm flipping the page here. Grounds for not approving or rejecting a proposed new construction, remodel, or alteration within the district includes proposals in which would be contrary to the traditional character as described above. These include, but are not limited to, design defects that cause depreciation of a traditional community character, such as arresting or spectacular effects, violent or offensive contrast of materials and colors, multiplicity or incongruity of details resulting in a restless or disturbing appearance, the absence of unity and coherence with the dignity and traditional character of the present structure in the case of repair, remodel, or enlargement of an existing building or structure, the absence of unity and coherence with the prevailing traditional character of the neighborhood in the case of a new building or structure, design which is obviously incongruous with the historical aspects of the surrounding and traditional methods of land use. Hearings, appeals, and notice. Appeals to the city council may be taken by any person aggrieved or by an aggrieved office, department, or board of the city affected by any order, requirement, decision, or determination of the Board of Adjustments which pertains to the subject matter of administration of the subsection. An appeal states all proceedings in furtherance of the action appealed from except which the board certifies to the council after all notice of appeal is filed that a stay would cause imminent peril to life or property. The city council shall fix a reasonable time for the hearing of the appeal, given the public notice thereof, give due notice to all interested parties, and rule on the appeal at a reasonable time. The neighborhood, and moving on to 8, if you guys are lost. Neighboring property 125 Rincon de Estrella has already been recommended for a historic rezone. The property is zoned R1 currently, however, it does not meet minimum lot sizes for R1. The parcel is 0.42. The minimum lot size is 1 acre, making it legal non-conforming. And the recommendation from staff is, should the Planning and Zoning Commission contemplate the aforementioned findings of fact, the staff recommends approval under the following conditions. Applicant can look into the feasibility and coordination with rezoning the minimal property 119A and B to determine the compatibility with incorporating in the same zone. An applicant must follow all building guidelines set forth by the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic District.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay. Actually, no, I mean, you said it has been in consideration before, and as stated, the majority of her buildings are already in the historic district, and I think the last time she was here, she gave us a demonstration of how they were being refurbished. So it really all does fit in together, so, I make the motion that we, send this to city council for approval. If you want to, it's up to you.
So you wanna make the motion first, or you wanna hold off on the motion, on the left of the stand until the person takes? Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
you wanna make a presentation to the commission on this, request?
Oh, I'm fine with that. You all are familiar with what I'm doing. I want to thank you for taking me first, because I had a little incident where I had a mini stroke or something the other day, and so I'm kind of, not too sure on my feet. But yeah, so I'm fine with making the motion if you all feel that it could go to the city council.
Okay, so we'll close the presentation. And we go through the delivery, see if anybody wants to make a motion or any other comments, anybody else have any other? Okay, he does have one question.
Gavin, with, changes that you want me, what is it exactly that you're gonna do?
The property line of historic was just kind of randomly chosen around the church. And it excluded my house, which was a Pony Express stop, which was a place where they fed the priests, which was, a part of the historic district. It's 200 years old, at least 150 to 200 years old. And it was just kind of randomly left out. That whole block was, and I put 125 up in last time we met. And so.
That was where the trading post was, are you talking about?
Yeah,
But this is
Go to
not
the
what we're
next
talking
slide,
about.
Vince.
no,
It'll show what we're trying to do. Keep going. There you go. So. Excuse me.
sure, no,
Commissioner, Mr. Chair Salazar, commissioners. So Commissioner Martinez, this is the footprint of the historic zoning. Historic Plaza, the Santa Cruz Plaza Historic.
Where's the church?
The church is right there. That's the church right here.
Okay.
Okay, this is the parking lot.
I'm
This
sorry, could
property-
you state your name? Or stenographer isn't present?
Sure, my name is Lou Baker. And I am the agent for Ms. Kata Bennett, the applicant for this case. 2024-14.
Continue to be.
Yeah, so this is the church. This property right here is Miss Bennett's. This property right here is Miss Bennett's.
That's
This
where
property
the-
right here is Miss
that
Bennett's.
property straight up where that single building is, that's where the
No,
gate is,
Yes,
yes,
the church right there. That's
the
the
gate,
No,
where's the
the
gate?
gate.
The gate,
right,
She's gonna do the park.
right
right
there.
there.
Yes, that's the gate right here. That's that vacant lot. What she wants to do in the future is have a wedding venue there.
She wants to do what?
A wedding venue.
Remember we did that when we did approve the gate, the
Yeah.
height of the gate? That was probably last summer.
Yeah.
This piece of
But that's not
property.
the question now, is it?
No.
No. This this piece of property right here, which you can see in this aerial photo, is right here. And it would just extend this boundary, this footprint of the historic district over one lot to hers. Because 125 Amador has already been approved by this body and by the city council. So
you
this
got
footprint,
on the right side of your picture there, you've got a square there that's surrounded by green.
yes,
What is that?
that's 113 Rincon de Estrella.
That's
That's
what
the
we're,
piece of property that we're asking to be rezoned historic tonight. Because the boundary or the footprint for the historic district is right here in the middle of the street. Right here.
Do those buildings still exist?
Yeah, we built those, all those buildings are still there. This is just a recent photo taken off of the Santa Fe County Assessor's website. This is probably about 30 days old.
So I'll ask the
Mr.
same question again. Kathy, what is it you intend to do on that piece of land?
I just live there. Eventually, when I'm gone, I want it to be a museum, and I'm working towards putting it into that kind of a venue at some point. But I don't have any plans at all right now, other than living there. But I wanted to get it historic, and also the property right up above it was the part that we got historic last summer. And it's connected to that property. Can you point that out, Luke?
Sure. So Mr. Martinez, Commissioner Salazar, Chair, Honorable Chair Salazar and Commissioner Martinez. This piece of property right here, 125 Amador, was approved by this body last year. No, actually in 2020. November of 2020, and it went to City Council in December of 2020, December the 8th of 2020. This piece right here is already rezoned as historic. We're asking for this parcel to be rezoned historic. Just to move this footprint right here.
So in order to make that the full rectangle, there's those two little houses that are left.
Yes, and we met with the property owners and we discussed this with them. And they're still debating it with their family, if they want to do this or where they are. There's just a lot of family members involved and it's.
Chairman Salazar, if I may, I just don't want to risk the legality of Ms. Bennett's case. So there is a statutory disqualification that limits, that would limit your representation of Ms. Bennett, because of your standing with the city. So I just don't want to risk, that being challenged. So we're gonna have to address Ms. Bennett directly.
So we're gonna have to cut you short.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
Okay, but I think you explained it well enough, Ms. Bennett, we understand because of your situation, your illness, or whatever occurred. But we gotta limit the mistake presentation because
Okay.
he is over next city as
It
well.
was probably here when a lot of this was done.
Right. So
Okay.
It's a conflict of interest.
I wasn't here.
It's within a year.
I wasn't here in 2020.
So is there any other questions of Ms. Bennett that anybody needs to ask her? Did you get you feel comfortable with the answers you got? Is there any other questions from any of the other commissioners? Lynn?
I think my only concern would be that if we designated that historical district and then when the people adjacent are trying to sell their properties, or remodel or whatever it is that gonna place an undue burden on them? Because most of that's historical district, and then would they be grandfathered into a historical district, which makes them have to spend a lot more money?
Or different rules.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's what they're.
At this point, they're not in the historical district.
right, but I'm just saying,
But if we do add this property.
Because at this point, the houses are probably, I mean, I haven't seen the plats. But they're probably non-conforming also just because
Right.
of their age and everything.
they are, that was mine.
Yeah, problem.
That's my only concern, so
Yeah.
I would then send that on to city council and let them decide that.
Maybe this is a different question, Kathy, but I've been to your places and I saw one of your buildings. Had a beautiful piece of stained glass with a Radio Guadalupe. Is that the same house?
Yes, it is. That's, yeah, it was Orlando Rodriguez's house.
Is it gonna stay there?
Yes, sir.
Is that beautiful?
I know, Orlando was sorry I got it. You know, he meant to take it with him, and then when he saw what I was doing there, he said,
I don't wanna change the history of that window.
no,
It's beautiful. Everybody should see it.
yeah,
It's really.
it's really
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And he did that for, in memory of his mother.
Thank you, Commissioner Martinez. But I think we got another concern that's going on here and, we haven't made it yet. Is there a different motion that, you'd like to make this one? Or do
Well,
No, I'm in agreement with sending it on to the city council and letting them
make a final?
research it.
well, then I'd like to continue my motion. It would be to approve this Bennett's request. To send this on to city council for possibly for approval of rezoning to a historic district
Second.
with the specifications noted.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion, second. And,
I'll go ahead to do the roll call. Christine Bustos,
Yes.
Joe Salazar,
for the motion.
JD Martinez,
For the motion.
Charlene Good.
For the moment.
Okay,
Motion
thank
passes.
you, ladies.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you for understanding us, Baker, about, limitation.
I promise, I'm only gonna hear a story, I'm not gonna let anything else happen to that place.
Thank you for your
You didn't meet with you on Monday in regards to what you just said.
Thank you.
I have to look, I don't have my calendar in front of me. Do you wanna go ahead and just, call my, okay, shoot me a text? Okay, that sounds good.
And I guess some, remind you the state your name before you speak, is there gonna be, are you gonna be doing? So if you, but there's gonna be the one presenter, if the other one needs to speak, then, we have to sign you in, okay? So
Okay.
you can sign in, the person.
I think, did you both sign it? I know that you signed in.
I find that sheet that,
Oh,
yeah.
you did too.
Great.
Okay, thank you very much. I can make that clear, okay? Okey dokey, let's see what are we ready to do next one.
I think we are.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Jenny. Okay, today, November 8th, Design Ingenuity is requesting a approval for a commercial site plan review at 845 North Riverside Drive at UPC 104-812-132-6044 in Española. Pursuant to the City of Española Code, Chapter 350, Zoning and Development, Chapter 294, Subdivision of Land in the City of Española Municipal Code, presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission. This applicant is made pursuant to the requirements, Chapter 350 of the City of Española Municipal Code. Legal notice has been made as required by Article 502, by posting meeting notices on site and by sending letters to the property owners within a 200-foot radius. Staff members have performed a reasonable inspection of the premises in order to determine that compliance with all land use regulations listed in this ordinance and to all other applicable ordinances under Chapter 350 in the City of Española Municipal Code. Federal, state, and laws are met. Post inspections may also be performed occasionally to ensure compliance and response to any complaints of a violation of the regulation of this ordinance. The property is currently zoned B2 General Commercial District. This commercial district is intended for the conduct of personal and business services, and the general retail business of the community. Persons living in the community and in the surrounding trade territory required direct and frequent access. Traffic generated by these uses will primarily be passenger vehicles, and only those trucks and commercial vehicles required for stocking and delivery of retail goods. The subject property has 3 zones within it. Construction will only take place within B2, but as I understand, that has been parceled off, but is not currently reflected in our most updated taxation map, but it is actually a correction to the 1 acre in the front that's only B2. The bank will include a drive-through service. The parking lot will include 30 spaces. And the staff recommendation is, should the Planning and Zoning Commission contemplate the aforementioned findings of fact, staff recommends approval under the following conditions. Applicant must work with DOT to determine best means of ingress and egress, confirm with DOT the width of the entry apron. The property must be maintained neat and orderly at all times, and the site improvements must include landscaping per the landscaping proposal as provided. Lighting must comply with New Mexico's dark sky ordinance. And those are the end of my staff report. I can hand it over to Miss Gutierrez Ortiz for her presentation. There has been an additional
Say, will I have any questions for you before you hand it over?
Yes.
Any questions for Ms. Seawater? Or Seawall?
The name's different every week. Joe Salazar. Yes, Katie.
I have a question.
Okay.
Have we involved the highway department on this?
So they've been working with DOT already. So that's part of the conditions of approval, is to make sure that all of the DOT requirements are met.
We're gonna have entrances and exits.
Okay, we'll hear that when we get there, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you're all right.
Okay, hi, should I sit?
State your name, please, and
My name is Orlin Gallardo Ortiz. Stand there. Oh, okay. My name's Orlin Gallardo Ortiz. I own a little civil engineering firm in Santa Fe called Design Ingenuity. I'm a professional engineer, and I'm here today with Tanya Romero Sturgeon, who is the president and CEO of Guadalupe Credit Union. And I've passed out some things. So Guadalupe Credit Union was formed in 1948, and they do now have over 2,000 members. Their mission statement is to provide financial empowerment within the communities they serve. And they very happily today serve Española, but they've lost their lease. Their existing building they rent from the Pueblo. They're right in front of the casino. And the casino is pushing them out, unfortunately. And they don't want to experience that again. So they did go to Lupe Garcia and worked with him and split off 1 acre of land from his larger parcel. And that's where they wanted to build Guadalupe Credit Union. So it's not too far away from their existing facility. And it's actually better for the credit union members, so it doesn't get too far away. So there is in your little package a little site location there, and I hope you can figure it out. But it's kind of halfway between Santa Cruz Road and Fairview Lane, right there on Riverside Drive on the east side of the road.
Next to Pizza Night. Right next to it.
Yes.
or the old Chinese thing.
Well, between the Pizza and Pizza Night.
Yes, yes. And this is a drawing of the proposed plan. It's gonna be one access to it, and that's actually where there's an existing driveway cut that was used before. And we do have to get a driveway cut from the DOT because they regulate Riverside Drive. So we've been working with them. And unfortunately, they have updated your traffic signal timing with some changes. And they are working the bugs out on the whatever that data, how that data comes out. And that has actually been delaying us. They've said all along that, oh yeah, they're going to approve it, but they want us to like perfect the TIA for them. And that's that's being done by the traffic engineers. But we do intend to redo the sidewalk in front because it's kind of beat up, and we'll just rip that out and redo and lay in new 5-foot wide sidewalks with
ramps for people who have some disabilities. And there's sidewalks all the way coming off the Riverside Drive into the property. There are 30 parking spaces, which provides plenty of parking in the back for the employees and plenty for the people who come to visit the site. There will be two, I believe, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 drive up plus an ATM drive up under a canopy, so you will be out of the rain if it happens, plus, hopefully it will happen someday. It's only a 1-story building. It is going to be 3,650 square feet. There's a little drawing here trying to give you an idea of what it will look like. Kind of funny looking people in front of it, but this is and that blank spot will say Guadalupe Credit Union someday. But that's sort of what the front of the building will look like. The architectural plans are almost completely done. We hope to start construction right away. And I provided one more drawing that shows you how beautifully landscaped it will be. That was designed by, I think it's the last one. Yeah, it was designed by, I think it's Surroundings. No, I'm sorry. Yellowstone. I'm sorry. It was designed by Yellowstone. And it's going to be a mix of low water using vegetation. We do have an irrigation ditch on our north boundary that we'll just have to clean up because it's a little bit, it's dirty, it's trashy. We'll clean that up and make that look a little more attractive. And then we are fully landscaping the site. And we agree to all conditions as they've been presented, and I'll stand for any questions y'all may have.
We got questions?
I do. Just that's a very high traffic area. I'm just wondering if the DOT has discussed with you the possibility of putting a traffic light there.
Not at this location, but they actually made us study like 5 intersections. I think they got a bunch of free information from us. And they're concerned about something a little further north that's related to a school.
Right, which is gonna be right in your.
Right, and so they had us study that intersection too,
Okay.
and they were collecting data there. Honestly, that's what I believe. But they are not required, they don't want to stop like here,
Okay.
but they are
Gotta be
obviously studying the area for more improvements.
Well, we're gonna be doing a nursing home just like close by also, very by. So I think when that comes about, you're right, there by it's super safe, there might be something.
No, that's already a very high traffic area.
Yeah,
So-
oh gosh, yeah, this roadway gets a lot of traffic.
Well, even just the road to the north, which is on the other side between
Yeah.
Food King
Yeah.
and the Rock.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, very congested because of the school.
Yeah, that's what we were told. And yeah, they did have us study that intersection to
Okay.
provide them the data that they wanted.
And like I say, I think in the future, something probably will be done once more or if Lupe sells off more than that.
Oh, yeah, well, if Lupe does, he's got a big chunk of land still,
yeah.
so who knows on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's already putting out ideas of what he wants to have done in that property. Okie dokie, any other questions?
No, it looks like a great project. I am one of your clients, so I do go to the bank. And it was a mess when they were building the gas station, so it'll be nice to have a nice place to come in.
Probably the calibration of the lights happened because of those new lights that they put on the gas station.
Right, it really delayed the whole TIA,
It took a long time.
because they kept coming out to do traffic counts and they kept having to stop them because things were moving or changing, or things weren't operating normally. And it was unfortunate.
Yeah, it created quite a traffic jam for a lot of people. So
Well, and I think it'll just be great to have something that has vegetation in that area and it'll really kind of beautify that.
Yeah,
area.
it'll look lovely when it's done.
There was a high volume of homeless people hanging around there.
It still is.
and drug use and stuff in that area. That's why when I spoke to Mr. Garcia, he says he wants to hurry up and develop.
Yeah.
Get rid of all that issue. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
So this also we have to approve to send to city council, right?
Yes,
We do? I'm sorry.
Oh.
I thought this was a last stop.
so I'm sorry. No, sorry, this is commercial. I was thinking master plan. No, you're good. No, this is not a master plan. I'm sorry. I'm a little
We're going
hooked.
to get construction permits soon.
No. So it's,
Franklin Construction, yeah. They built our Las Vegas branch.
yeah, so basically the landowner sold the tract. It's like so recently that.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're gonna connect to that.
I know Mr. Garcia was doing that, and he was.
it's already done. It's already done. We just don't
Maybe,
have it in our system, but it's done.
Well, there that been there before, but we did keep out the ribbon that. So there other things that occurred. Because there were, I think there was an old gas station there one time. or am I-
Well, that was on the other.
To the north of us, there was a problem, a fuel leak in the past.
Right.
I guess he bought it, but he didn't own that.
There were monitoring wells on
But
this
it's-
property
yeah,
that they've been closed
discussion
out.
in the packet is discussed that he had already addressed those issues. So they've been addressed and brought here and it took them a while.
So I will go ahead and make a motion to approve, but other than credit unions. This is our final development plan.
Commercial.
Recommended by staff.
As recommended by staff.
Okay. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Quinn. We call it, roll, Ms. Rebecca, I'm gonna go with
Okay.
that.
Christine,
You better?
Yes.
JD Martinez, Joe Salazar,
For the motion.
Charlene Gwynn. Motion passes.
Thank you very much, Connection.
Thank you for your patience in allowing everything.
We'll be waiting for the grand opening.
Yeah, we're gonna be invited.
Definitely.
We don't want bigger food. We want-
Oh, no.
Thank you, Mr.
Big.
I'm just kidding.
Using coffee.
Well, it does show that we have two conferences and there's this big one for us.
Got it. Yeah, our Las Vegas grand opening, we have small ones.
But they did. So you know, what age? That's a baby.
Thank you.
Thank you all of you.
Oh, thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Have a
Look
good
forward
night.
to that. When do you?
Thank you.
you.
I'll get in touch with you.
Okay, do you want me to, do you want to keep that? It's fine if you do.
I don't need any more things. Thank you.
For that,
I'm not familiar with the feeling. I think it has to do with the hotel area. I heard something about a water park, but I don't know.
A water park? Oh,
Like a slide thing for a pool, but I.
From a
don't-
Where?
That's, yeah, for the hotel, yeah. That's what I've been hearing.
I'm interested.
They don't have to get approved.
I know, I'm interested in the water slide.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good
You have a
evening.
good night.
Okay, let's move on with the agenda. Okay, matters from the commission. I know JD has matters. He already told you, right? What's your matter?
JD's matters.
What's your matter?
Other than-
Mayor John Ramon Hill wants the city of Española to be up and shining like Santa Fe and Taos. And I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be. But when I do my shopping in the city. I'm a little scared to go into CVS pharmacy because of all the trash and government stuff that's on the front doors. Bottles of water thrown on the walls. And CVS pharmacy doesn't make any issue to clean up that place.
Mhm.
The same thing with Center Market,
Okay.
and I'm going to take a bunch of pictures. To
Yeah.
show you what I mean, and I think it would be really, really nice if these places of business. Made us comfortable when we went to their stores. We had the same problem at Walgreens. A lot of people asking me for money there. The places that are traveled quite a bit by people, are the areas that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
And all that would do would be, I think the city could even buy one of those, water gun machines that clean sidewalks, and we could clean it for them and send them a bill if they don't understand. But I'd like to see that as a member of the city, where, people will look at it as a clean city, not one with full of gum. And it's something very simple, but people come out of state, they look at it and say, this is a dirty town,
Mhm.
and we have to be clean. That's something I'd like for us to consider discussing with the city council, discuss with the owners of these properties. I'm sure that they make enough money to be able to clean the sidewalks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of you, next time you go by those places, look at the place before you go to the door. You don't see what I mean. And that's my concern.
Anybody else?
Mm.
When did you meet this?
You know, actually, there is one concern and it's actually not our concern. I stopped by, the other day because, one of the gentlemen from church is building a home in La Puebla. Outside the city,
Mhm.
outside of in Santa Fe County.
Mhm.
And he was told in Santa Fe County that he had to come here to get a permit for his septic.
If he's out of
Because
city limits.
he had- I know, but because his zip code was 87532.
Oh,
I know, no, I told him, I said,
Right.
that's not true.
It's probably a mailbox, so they should be looking at the property.
Yeah.
Actually,
He's not even, like I say, he's in Santa Fe County, he's not in the city. But it's something that,
he needs a boundary map.
you know.
We can
but,
do that. Okay.
It's crazy, that they don't know where, if someone in Santa Fe County told them that.
Well, I think Santa Fe County assumes that all of Santa Fe County property in this zip code belongs to the city, which it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah. There's a just very small amount that's within the city limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no concerns. I just want to thank you guys for working so hard and
Thank
getting
you.
all the stuff done and getting us the packets on time. And I know the office was closed, but you were still here working, so thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I heard the rest of, everybody else was cleaning and you were stuck in here doing this for us. And then you did do the water science map, so that,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think the 11x17s are, I think that's good. We can do that with the plats.
I do want to bring up one matter on my part. I did talk to city manager and they asked him about the question about the small development ordinance set up. They said they're not going to address it. They're going to make changes to it, and I guess they're going to be doing it while we're doing the
Code revision.
code rules and stuff like this. So that's what we'll be addressing. And so that was, by the way, and I think you should inform Commissioner Trujillo when he gets back that it's been, if he has any questions, they can see the city manager, he can let him know what the exact things. I didn't ask detailed
Sure.
questions, I just asked, are you gonna do it? They told me no.
Yeah, it's gonna be merged with the code revision.
Okay, so that's what occurred with that one, because I have been asking about that for
Right.
a couple of meetings and so on, Chairman Trujillo, so I just want to make the announcement, it's been set aside for now.
Okay, just actually one more,
Sure.
Rebecca, I know that we changed the meetings to Wednesday because of your school schedule.
Mhm.
Are we gonna go back to Thursdays by any chance?
We could,
After you're done?
yeah, so I mean, that accommodation lasts until next meeting, so I know that it's still in the legal office for the resolution to change it. They haven't drafted it yet. They've been,
No, because I have conflicting meetings and Mr. Borrego too is not being able to make it on Wednesdays.
Thursdays are fine after December.
December.
Yeah,
So we might think about that because Roland's had a hard.
because it
time
hasn't
with
been passed yet, so it would just be not a
it.
special
You guys
meeting.
have,
I
Any
have
problem?
concerns with either one of them.
I'm okay with the other day as long as I know
I have a land grant meeting, Roland has something to do with his car business on Wednesday.
Yeah, he goes.
Options.
Yeah, I think Thursdays after the first of the year, fine.
Okay, I was just wondering, so I was gonna share.
We don't know what's gonna happen with Commissioner Chavez, with
Right.
the issue that he's been with the sons.
Oh,
But I did talk to him today, but he was, just, he wanted to, they're back in town. And he wouldn't be here tonight, I said, I didn't expect you to be, so.
right, right. And
Okay.
we wish the best for his family and his son.
Just keep him in prayers and thoughts and prayers for everyone who, but,
He's young, you know, it's,
so, yeah, he just graduated from high school.
Oh, wow, good for you.
That's great. From Milwaukee.
they're resilient.
Yes.
Him and his, he's a twin.
Oh.
Girls aren't.
No,
Wow.
he is. Him and his sister are twins.
Yeah, I thought the girls were the twins.
No, he is the.
Oh, I know there was one thing.
Okay.
They're the twins. They're nice. The whole family's just a nice family. Well, his dad used to be my teacher. Ross Chavez. in
Oh,
Las Vegas.
tell me
He was
that.
our Teacher.
Wow,
I really liked
you
him.
liked him.
Oh, yeah, he was tough. He was young and tough and. My mom was a teacher and I was always afraid he was gonna go tell my mom that I was doing something wrong.
Well, you shouldn't have been doing something wrong.
I was always in trouble.
So, no, we're not.
We're not done.
Okay. What do we do?
All right.
Staff.
I don't think that we have anything in particular. There was a case that didn't meet submittal requirements that we're bumping to next month. So they'll be on the docket. That's a 6-unit subdivision. It's commercial. That's gonna be on North Riverside. So that'll be coming through the pipeline. Yeah. Vince?
There might be a case coming up where they wanna do a home occupation for the salon.
Okay.
Which,
They wanna do a home occupation down here on Calle Delgado. It's zoned R6, just right
Oh, next to
across the
ROI.
street from an ROI.
So that's right there near the jerky place. and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that might be coming in also.
and out of curiosity, remember that carport that was over there in the?
Yeah, it's still there?
Is it still there?
Yeah, I passed by there last week and
I don't,
Doesn't.
Did they appeal
No.
to the cops?
so I think that, didn't they de facto meet?
I think it's on
They
hold.
tabled it and he de facto met the requirements because it wasn't brought to the next meeting. So I think it's here to stay.
It's gonna be there to stay.
I think it's gonna be here to stay.
That's interesting.
Okay,
We did our due diligence.
Yeah.
meeting adjourned. You want to gavel? Great. Thanks, you guys.
But don't make me laugh, God. I'm sorry, Miss Rebecca, for mispronouncing your last name.
Honestly, Joe, at this point, it's becoming